Okay, so this is everything that came with my baby bullet. It came with these little storage containers to keep in the refrigerator. They have ones for the freezer. This is like a silicone bendable kind of mold with a lid. Then this is the blender, and it has the blade for the food. There's two different blades. This one's for food. This one is for doing like cereal or different grains. I actually never use this one. I always use the vegetable one. And then it comes with a smaller cup. Like if you want to do like a peach or a banana or something, you can just screw this on. And then this is the actual blender part. You just put that on and you make sure the little things lined up and you press down on it, and that's how you turn it on so you can pulse it. And then it also came with a manual and a cookbook. And I really did like this part. It told you all about, you know, the cup, and then it shows you different recipes about how much to make. All different really helpful ideas for feeding a baby. And that's what I found was useful since this is my first child. You know, it gives you what things they can eat each month. And I followed this pretty strictly. I really did. I, you know, kept this like what I made him. I wrote it in there, but there is also a part in the back where you can keep a food journal. So this was, if I had to buy it again, no, I would not buy it. The things I loved about it though, I absolutely loved this book, loved it, and I love the storage containers. They're just so easy and they're so small, they're the perfect size. You can buy these individually though. So if I were to do it again, I would buy these individually. You'd probably even go online and download this possibly. Or I'm sure some website, someone might have shared it on a blog or something. But as far as this, I would just use my regular blender that I use for everything else. It was okay. Sometimes there would be chunks of stuff. Say if I did a sweet potato and I steamed it, maybe the center wasn't done as much as the outside, so it would leave chunks of that, whereas my real blender wouldn't do that. My real blender is like a $30 blender, and this costs $59.99 at Target and Babies R Us. So I didn't feel it was very strong, and I also didn't use the mill, so I can't really say much about that. But if you don't want to spend the $60 for this, you can definitely buy this separate. This is like $20 maybe. We'll see, you're not even saving much money if you buy it like that. But yeah, it also didn't hold too much in here. If you wanted to make like bulk amount of food, like my actual blender would hold a lot more than this. So I think the smallness of this is also what didn't blend it as well, personally. But let's see, I'm not sure if it's really worth all the hype, but like I said, I think a normal blender that you probably already have in your home would do better than this. But yeah, it's definitely it's kind of a hard for me because I kind of like the things it came with, but I didn't really like the actual blender, I guess. Oh, and that's a cool thing about the jars. You can also indicate what day it is. Like what's today, the 3rd? So you could switch it over to the number 3. And I never actually used this part because I never made so much that I couldn't remember when I made it. But there's a 3 there and it goes all the way around. You could switch it. You might be able to see all those numbers there on the inside. I mean, this part is a really good, unique idea. You can also buy like cheaper brands of like these silicone molds. You don't even need to buy these. You can just use an ice cube tray. I've also seen people that just put like parchment paper and put the dollops of the food on it and then freeze it, and then once they're frozen, they pop them out, label a Ziploc bag, and put them in there. So really you don't need all this, but I guess it would be a nice gift for someone if you feel like spending that much money for someone who planned on making baby food. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions about the baby bullet, please let me know, and please subscribe and like this video. Thanks.